what you got. Oh, I can't see tomorrow. Gotta live, try to get a little wiggle room, the rest don't stop. Quid pro quo, I need the best y'all got. Tryna make a dollar, flip it like it's vinyl. Tryna make a way. What's it worth to you if the price too high? Quid pro quo, I need the best y'all got. Give me your best. I won't tell you nothing less, cause I'm giving you 100. How you always leaving me with nothing? I'm not impressed. It's gonna take more than this, cause I'm giving you 100. And I don't even know if I can trust you for nothing.
Good morning. Shout out to Vanessa Sell for winning the First in the Door contest this morning. That is so funny that thing has taken on a life of its own. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Adam. How are you, buddy? Good morning, Casey. Good morning, everybody everywhere. So, y'all, I don't know if I've said this. You do know. So, I guess if I didn't tell you this, then you wouldn't know. So, it's kind of an oxymoronic statement there that I just made. But part of my 75 hard is I've sworn off pizza. So not only do I have a diet that I'm on, but I've sworn off pizza. Good morning, Cynthia, because pizza is one of my vices. Pizza is like crack to me. I love pizza. So I open up, on this morning, all these morning calls, I open up my iPad because I can see everybody's comments on my iPad, and then I can watch what's going on here on the stream. So when I open up so I'll watch the live feed on Facebook to see what everybody's doing. I want to show you when I opened up Facebook on my iPad. Can y'all see this? See this picture right here that was on the first? Look at that. I swear to y'all, it is funny how life works, but I have got a picture of the most delicious square pizza that looks like it's ever been created. I mean, I can almost lick that picture. It looks so good. It is, Casey. It's absolutely unbelievably cruel. Yeah, that's so disgusting. I can't say that. Good morning, Lynn. How are you? Oh, gosh, dog. Yeah, they hear me talking about how much I love pizza, so they're going to jack with me. Little do they know, my mind is like this right now. I'm just like locked in. They can't mess with me. Can't mess with me. Happy Friday, y'all. It is February the 10th. Holy smoke. It is February the 10th. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I love every time I say that, it reminds me of my childhood, Mr. Rogers singing that song. Let's get rolling, man. Let's have a great day this morning. Let's have a great call this morning. I'm looking forward to just some real honest and because I like to be really transparent on these things. I get up. Well, I'm in Tennessee. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm an hour behind, and it takes me an hour to get everything done. And I think I mentioned this yesterday. 4 o'clock Central is not much different from a body clock standpoint than 5 o'clock Eastern. So 4 o'clock Central and 5 o'clock Eastern from a body clock standpoint don't feel a lot different. From a mental standpoint, getting up at 4 a.m. versus 5 a.m. is completely different. So I've been rolling on about 4 or 5 hours sleep every single night. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Teal. Who's that? Erica Macklin, good morning. Cheers to you. So let's get this thing rocking. My name is Aaron Dwyer. My wife, Christy Dwyer, and I own Exit Realty Lake Country. We have offices in Tennessee and in Georgia. And every single morning we get up 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern and do this call with our agents. And it started off as, hey, let's stay connected, and has turned into kind of a morning motivation. We share some tears, some laughs, some fun, have a good time. We try to get our agents off to a really good start because we know if we start our mornings off the right way, we've got a really good shot at making the rest of our days super, super good. So this is just one of the things that we do. And so if you're watching this on one of the other platforms, YouTube, you see it on Facebook later, you're not with us live, then thanks for watching. But if you are here with us this morning, please take a minute just to let us know you're here with a simple little good morning, a thumbs up, comment, be part of the call. And we look forward to the conversation this morning. So without further ado, let's get rolling. So I'm trying a new coffee this morning. There's a coffee company up in White House where Jagger goes to school, and it's called Badass Coffee Company. And the name itself seems pretty awesome. And I've been saying for a lot of years that I'm gonna quit drinking Starbucks because of some of their possible potential stances on things. But Starbucks is Starbucks is like an earworm. You feel like you got to have it, right? So, but I bought me a bag of Badass coffee yesterday, and I've got Badass coffee in my cup this morning. So, to all of my fellow badasses out there here's to you, Badass Coffee Company. I didn't use enough magic beans, though. I don't think it's not quite the strength I need. It tastes more like brown water than it does coffee. So, a little disappointed in that. But hey, we'll give it a shot again tomorrow morning. This morning, we're going to talk about. Who's here? I can't see that. Who's that? Who's here? Facebook user, who is here? By the way, y'all, if you want me to see your comments, if you're on the Exit Realty Lake Country Nation and you're watching this on the Exit Realty Lake Country Nation, the feed that I see with your name, you're going to have to put like good morning and a name. The rest of you, obviously you click the link, enter your information. Hey, what's up, Doug Davis? You enter your information and your name shows up in the comments. So, if you're on the Exit Realty Lake Country Nation page or a YouTube live page or something like that, then just put your name in your good morning. So let's get rolling, man. So number 7, I think. Good morning, Anna Davis. I think we're on day 7. Let me look at my. What up, Craig Burke? I think we're on day 7. Yep, we're on day 7. So if you've not been with us the last 6 days, we have been going through. I just finished the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. If you've not read the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, especially if you're if you have any semblance of drive as an entrepreneur at all, that is a book that should be that's a book on your list. Okay. That is a book you've got to read. It is a simple, easy read, but the whole gist of the book is you can get whatever you want if you're willing to work for it. Right? If you're willing to go in more than you do right now, if you're willing to give more than you give right now, if you're willing to do what you've never done, you can have what you've never had. And that's kind of the gist of the book, that you got to work your face off. You got to 10X your results. You got to 10X your inputs. You got to 10X your mental strength. You got to 10X your physical strength. You got to 10X your saving habits. You got to 10X your prospecting. So you get the gist. You get the point. Last part of the book, he goes through 32 things that successful people do that unsuccessful people don't do. And we've gone through the first 6, right? We've gone through the first 6. The first 6 were, just for a recap, have a can-do attitude. Believe I will figure it out. Focus on opportunity. Love challenges. Seek to solve problems. Persist until successful. So those are the first 6, and y'all can kind of wrap your minds around those things and kind of feel what it feels like if you're in those moments and you're in those first 6. Number 7 today, I love, because number 7 says take risks. Successful people take risks. They jump in the pool. They don't step at a time. They dive in. They don't kind of creep in. It's called 10X Rule, Doug. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone is the name of the book. Getting back to my Facebook page. Here we go. Successful people take risks. I want you to think about that. So for all of you on this call, there's a bunch of you on this call today. I want you to sit and think for a second because I want this to be interactive, and I want you to think about what you've done this week. Today's Friday. What have you done since last Friday, the past 7 days? I'll give you Saturday and Sunday. What have you done where you feel like you've taken a risk? What's one thing you've done that you feel like you've taken a risk? Hell, all of you on this call came and joined Exit Realty Lake Country. You came and joined our merry band of pirates on a risk, right? You decided you're gonna let a fiery little blonde who's a spitfire of energy and a dude that fancies himself to be a philosopher. You've looked at us and said, "Hey, we're gonna hitch our wagon to your stars, y'all." Jessica Stevenson, Jessica Stevenson said she's gone all in. Elaborate on that, Jessica. Where have you gone all in? Because this is something I'm going to celebrate with you. If it's what I think you're referring to. Go ahead and elaborate on gone all in. What's that mean? So, Jessica and Adam came to our company, okay, and they had other careers, other things they were doing, but they are 100% real estate. They have taken their hand off the side of the pool and decided they're going to learn to swim. And even though they may not be the best swimmers, they may not be able to do the breaststroke or the backstroke or do all those things, they've gone all in, taking a risk, and they're going all in. They're putting all their chips on the table. How about somebody else? Very good. I'm so proud of y'all. I am so proud of y'all. That is the best decision you could have ever made. Who else? Give me something else. What else? Somebody else jump in there. What have you done since last Saturday, Sunday, Monday through Thursday, where you've taken a risk? You've stepped out and taken a risk. Come on, y'all. And if you can't think about anything, if you can't think of anything you've taken a risk on this week, if you can't if you can't feel anything in there where you feel like you've taken a risk in the past 5 or 6 days, y'all, you are living like you've always lived, doing what you've always done. That is a clear indication that you're not pushing yourself. You're not stepping out of your comfort zone. You're not doing something that you've never done, which means you're always going to have what you've always had. So all of us want this thing that we've never had. We all want this thing that we. Okay, so Casey Duncan said she's made, and if you've not met Casey came with Adam and Jessica, so Casey's a newer agent. I think we introduced you last week, though. Made social media contacts about my real estate business. Okay, so she stepped out and she's made contacts with people in risking the response. Is that kind of where you are, Casey, with that? Is you stepped out and you've put something out there and put yourself out there and not knowing what the response is going to be, right? You're not sure what the response, what you're going to get back from those contacts. Is that kind of where you're going with that? Gotcha. So she stepped out and she's done something she's never done. She stepped out and she's shared her real estate business with her social media contacts. Now think about this. And I'm so proud of you. Now listen, you got to do that again today. And you got to do that again tomorrow. And you got to go through your phone and let everybody on your phone know that you're in the real estate business. Y'all, do you understand that your biggest hindrance to your dreams and desires, the biggest thing stopping you is you? I know you may not read the scroller at the bottom. You may not read the ticker at the bottom of the screen, but I put something new on there this morning that came from The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, that Robin Sharma book that I just finished. There's no y'all, that book is fantastic. It's The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Jagger saw the title yesterday morning and he went, what? The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Okay. There's nothing noble about being superior to someone else. True nobility is you being superior to your former self. True nobility is you being superior and better than you were a minute ago, a day ago, a month ago, a year ago. That's where nobility lies. There's something on the boys. I put this on their mirror upstairs. Your competition's not out there. Your competition's who you look at in the mirror in the morning. Your competition's not out there. Your competition's right here. Who is that? Let's see. Is that Craig? Craig, is that you framed my phone script around my why instead of what and how? Prospecting for sale by owners, expired, and sphere of influence, personal contacts. Is that Craig? Y'all, that's big. Craig Burke, Christy's brother, is okay, I thought that was you. That sounds like something you do. So that's pretty fantastic. So Craig Burke stepped out on his own, took a risk, stepped on his own, made his own real estate brand, created his own logos, went out and rented a space, and decided he was going to get out from underneath the brand. He was going to get out from underneath the stuff. He was going to get out from underneath the thing and do his own deal, right? So Craig has stepped out, taking a risk, and every single day it's up to him to go kill the lion. It's up to him to go do that thing, right? So yesterday he framed his phone script around his why instead of his what and his how. He prospected for sell by owners. He prospected some expireds, and he prospected his sphere of influence and his personal contacts. Now, y'all, Craig Burke is the one who we sent you guys that activity sheet. Remember that activity sheet from 2008 that I sent y'all a couple of weeks ago that everybody wanted? It was Craig's using that. Now, the difference between Craig and some of you is Craig ain't got nothing else. Sorry for the grammar, but that was on purpose. He doesn't have anything else to fall back on. He doesn't have anybody else to bring the food to the cave. He's got to go out and kill it every single day. So every single day he wakes up trying to go kill it. Every single day he wakes up trying to go get after it. Every single day he wakes up taking a risk, going out on his own, stepping out. There's a story, y'all. You gotta love a dude that'll do that. You gotta love a guy or a girl who will go out and who will burn those bridges like Jessica Stevenson has, Adam Stevenson has, where they burned the freaking boat. There ain't no plan B. I said ain't twice in the last minute. There's not a plan B. Being successful means you're going to take a risk. Being successful means you're going to step out of your comfort zone. Being successful means you're going to go have conversations maybe you've never had. You're going to go do things you've never done. You're going to put yourself out in front of groups that you never have. You're going to make yourself available to places you never have. So Casey, I'm going to push you one more. Do a live. Vanessa Self, you've taken risks. Don't stop doing your TikToks, girl. Your TikToks are awesome. Vanessa Self stepped out, started doing some TikToks. Doing some things, put herself out there on video, maybe a little uncomfortable. Y'all, I deal with the same thing. I'm not it's crazy. I love to talk. It's obvious. I like to talk. So I don't like to hear myself talk, but I like to talk. But sometimes I struggle doing video, and I know that video is something that's going to be super important to me. So I'm just going to lay something out there for y'all. Something I've got to do. This is something for me that has come from this training that Christy and I are doing together, that one of the things that I want to do, one of the things that I have to do, and it's something you need to think about. Okay? Because when you take risks, I love it, Craig. I don't know if you didn't see this, but I'm writing down as part of the 10X, y'all, books contain the wisdom of the world. You don't have to agree with everything that's written in every single book I'm telling you. You don't have to agree with every single premise and every single supposition and every single theory that's in a book. You don't have to. And I'm going to talk about books all year long because I'm on a pace right now. I've already read 5 books in 2023, so I'm on a pace. I'm going to probably read over 30 books this year, and my goal was to read 24, and I'm going to read over 30 this year. If it keeps going like it's going right now. So Craig, one of the things I took from the 10X rule is instead of writing my goals down twice a year, I write them down every single day twice. So I write my goals down now twice a day. So I have this entire book of my goals, and I write them twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. So I keep my goals in the forefront of my mind. I will. I'll do that, Doug, just as soon as we get done. If that's you, want my phone number. But I'll text it to you. You've got to take risks. You've got to step out of your comfort zones. We've got to do things we don't like doing. One of the things that I've gotten from this training before I got distracted was your greatest single. Let me back up. Go back up. You as a solo entrepreneur, which is what you are, unless you're Adam and Jessica, unless you're me and Christy, unless you and your husband, you and your spouse, you and your wife are in the real estate business together and you run your real estate business together, most of you are solopreneurs. You are single individual entrepreneurs. Everybody agree with that? Thinking about the things that you've got to do as an entrepreneur, let's go specifically into real estate. Thinking about the things that you need to do in real estate to be known. And probably to ask that question, I probably went too far with that. What do you think to make money? Coach Burt says, you don't need more money, you need more people, right? Because people have money in their pockets. People have all the money. Other people have the money that you need. Grant Cardone says, he wakes up and says, who's got my money today? Who has my money today? Now, is that a little crass? Maybe so. Is that a little, maybe didn't feel very well for those of us who are super Southern and who are super kind and considerate? Maybe it's a little crass for that. But if you looked at every single day and you woke up and said, who's got my money today? Who's got my money? And you worked every single moment of every single day going to find the people that have the money to help you do the things that you need to accomplish. Would that change the way you looked at your days? Would that change the way you looked at your business? Would that change the way you prospected? Because at the end of the day, I mean, you got to prospect. You got to do things. You've got to, and here's the point of where I was going with this. Oh, that's so good. You get to be listen to me. Michelle Tilson came to us 4 years ago. And I always get this wrong, Michelle. She was a licensed massage therapist. She was making about $30,000 a year in that career. She had gotten a real estate license and she was working in her real estate business part-time. And we asked her when we first met her, and I've told this story so many times, but it's so applicable to this particular conversation. And we asked Michelle, Christy and I sat down with Michelle and said, what are your goals? What do you want to do? And in typical Michelle Tilson fashion, she said, I want to stop rubbing naked bodies. Cool. What do you need? What do you need to come to your house to stop rubbing naked bodies? She gave us a number. Done. We put Michelle on the path. Aaron and Christy sat down with Michelle, gave her goals, told her what to do, gave her some input. Michelle Tilson now makes well over $100,000 a year in her real estate business. She went from making this little bit amount, stuck to rubbing naked bodies, doing something she didn't want to do, to now this. And I'll say this because I love Michelle and I love Jared. This isn't a shot at Jared, but Michelle now has created in her house a different legacy. You got to be bold in your business. Here's the thing that most of you don't do. Here's the thing that most of you won't do. Here's the thing that ends up being for most real estate agents. You are unknown. You're unknown. People don't even know you're in the real estate business. You got friends and family who don't even know you're in the real estate business. You've not talked to them enough about you being in the real estate business that you've made them aware, or you've made them almost obligated to use your name, to speak your name. When they hear a conversation, when they hear someone else talking about real estate, you should make those people feel obligated to say your name. And when somebody says, we're thinking about selling our house, they should say, well, you need to call Aaron because Aaron's the guy that needs to help you sell your house because he's the best one there is. You've got to be known. You don't market enough. You don't create enough attention enough. You don't create enough obligation. You don't take enough risks and put yourself out there to do the things that need to be done, to put you on top of somebody's mind, to put you on the tip of their tongue, to put you in the forefront of their imagination so that when they hear that conversation or they talk to their friends that you don't know, they say your name. We don't do it. So one of the things in this coaching that was not yesterday, but the day before, was all about communication. So this deal, they've gone through marketing. They've gone through your mindset about money. They've gone through communication. And the part about communication, the piece where I'm taking a risk, and I'm just being real authentic with you guys, where I'm taking a risk is I'm going to get on stages. I'm going to go get in front of people and have conversations. I'm going to stand on a stage and talk to groups of people, but I'm also going to do things like this, not just on this channel, but on other people's channel, other people's podcast. I'm going to go be on other people's shows. I'm going to go do things. That's Aaron Dwyer. And that's not a braggadocious thing. That's just what I'm going to do because I've got to be more known, and not for the sake of being more known so Aaron's name gets out there. But yeah, I guess it is. At the end of the day, my business, the health of our company, the health of you, the health of your business depends on how many people know Aaron and Christy Dwyer. How many agents know Aaron and Christy Dwyer? I'm super comfortable doing this. This is something I've done for a year now. I'm super comfortable getting on here and talking. there's 15, 20 people sometimes, 9, 10, 11. This thing goes out, it gets viewed by a lot of, other people, but it's still not viewed by the number of people it needs to be viewed by. It's still not being shared enough to other places. So I've got to be on other stages. I've got to be on other platforms. I've got to be other spots where I can talk, share our story, share our heart, so that we become more attractive to other real estate agents. Because the only way we survive is not only do we bring in other real estate agents, but we retain the agents that we have. And right now we're going through this little cleansing process, which has been fantastic. It's been absolutely necessary to what needed to happen. And now that we're starting to find our feet and we're starting to bring in new people like Adam and Jessica and Casey, we hired a new agent named Caitlin Dowdy from Social Circle. We just hired her, y'all, and she's going to be amazing. I mean, amazing. We just hired her. We're hiring these people. We're filling the holes that were created by these other people who left. Hats off to them. Go do your thing, boo-boo. Go be who you got to go be. Wherever you got to go be it. It's okay if it's not here. And we're bringing in the right people to our company. We're bringing in the right people to our company who have a heart, who have the desire to serve others. It's not all inwardly focused and about them. They understand that their role and their path in this business is to help other people be better. They're into collaborating with the people in the office. They're into sharing with other people in the office. They're into grabbing other people's hands and helping them be better. That's what Aaron, I got chills right now, y'all. That's what Aaron and Christy are about. We're all about y'all sharing with each other. We're all about y'all sharing your love with each other, collaborating, cooperating, grabbing hands. My power's about to go on my computer. I got to plug this thing in real quick, Rumble. Or it's going to go dark. Y'all give me just 1 second. I'm gonna take myself off the screen and mute myself real quick. Y'all hang tight, talk amongst yourselves. If you want to put any comments over here, please do that. Please do that. Please put your comments over on the. I want you to tell me what you're going to take a risk today, what you're going to take a risk on tomorrow, what you're going to take a risk on the next 7 days, where you're going to put yourself out there. Take a risk. Don't worry about the consequences. And I want to come back and talk about that. So consequences, y'all remember that word. Be right. Okay, sorry about that. Y'all, can you hear me? We all good? Sorry about that. I am. We had to change locations. Had to go to a different spot. I've got to set up something to do better with this. All right, here we go. So I'm going to read these comments. I can put my glasses on. Doug, thank you. You know what? Sometimes I'm going to go for the green, Doug. That's all I got to tell you. Doug said I'm off work today, so his risk is going to be he's going to try to take the big dog out of the box and go drive a green with a 5-wood. Attaboy. Here we go, Teal. Teal, I'm telling y'all, this is what you all do. Now, she's been brave enough to admit it like me. Y'all, I'm super nervous about the whole video thing, right? There's a whole big deal about if you put yourself out there, right? If you put yourself out there for some people and they comment that you're an idiot, they comment you're stupid, they comment you're old, they comment your beard's gray, they comment that you don't know what you're talking about or you're stupid or whatever, right? We all run that risk. Teal says, I have a YouTube channel lined up and I've set it up. I've done some videos, but she's been too hesitant to post them and just start. I just need to freaking do it. Cynthia, just need to do it. Casey, video's going to be a big challenge for me, right? Y'all, this is what I'm telling you. Successful people, it's the same thing for everybody. But Casey, you haven't heard this. Teal, I'm going to remind you of this. What's the difference between video and walking around every single day? Because how you look walking around every single day is the same way you look doing video. The same way you sound talking every single day, and this is my problem because I hate my voice, and that's something I've got to get through. But how I sound every single day when I'm out talking to people is the same way I sound on video. It's not any different. It's exactly the same. So when you frame it up that that's just you being you, and it's just you being you over and over and over again, and it's you being you where you've got a chance to spread your message and talk your talk and do your walk. I think the deal with video is some of us aren't confident. We're not confident in our message. We're not confident in what we want to put out. Cynthia, everybody hates their voice. I've not met, unless you're like, what's his name? Oh my gosh, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman probably doesn't hate his voice. He might, but I can't imagine he would. Can y'all imagine if Morgan Freeman could do my voicemail message? Hello, this is Aaron Dwyer's cell phone. I mean, when you get to play God in a movie, you know your voice is magical. I mean, that dude probably doesn't hate his voice, but everybody else probably hates their voice, and it's pretty natural. All right. Here, and Teal just said it, and this is what I want you to see. Teal just said, confidence is my problem. Do you realize that most everyone on this call has a moment where confidence is your problem? And what the world is asking you to do, what your dreams, desires, and goals are asking you to do is stop worrying about what other people are going to say. Because that's where most of us, our confidence lies in what other people think. Our confidence lies in what other people say. Our confidence lies on our reactions from other people. And if they don't react the way we think they should react, then we start to lose confidence. When in fact, our confidence should be built on being a better version of us. Our confidence should be built on the fact that we are who we are. We walk in exactly who we're supposed to walk in. We have our voice, our feet, our face, all the things that we have that God has given us. Y'all, what you have is enough. What you have been given right now, not only is it enough, it's more than enough. And as soon as you realize that all you got to do is step out once, Teal, and do a video, and all it takes is a second video and a third video. You do that 3 or 4 days in a row. You do that 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and you do a video and a video. Pretty soon, you're in a groove, and you're not worried about the comments anymore. Pretty soon, you're in a groove, and you don't care about what other people say. Pretty soon, you're in a groove, and now your face is in front of more people. Now, look, Michelle Tilson, she says, I hate my voice too, y'all, but I had to say screw it and start making videos. She took a risk. There's a story, and I don't remember the whole background of the story, but the gist of the story is there was an armada of ships, and they were going to go take an island, right? They were going to attack this island, and when they got there, the captain of this crew said, or the captain of this armada said, there's only one way this is going to get done. You've got to be fully committed, because the people on that island, they're fighters, they're warriors. They're not going to give up easily. So there's only one way that you're going to survive this deal. There's only one way we're going to be successful in this conquest. And that is, there's not a plan B. We're not going to have dinghies out there to retreat. We're not going backwards at all. They actually set the boats on fire, went to the island, and said, we're taking this island. And there was no retreat. There was no surrender. You hear that song? No retreat. There was a song in the 80s about no retreat, no surrender. But they burnt their boats. They burned the boats. They took the risk. Successful people take risks. When you have your goals, when you set big goals, when you set small, crappy goals, y'all, there's nothing pushing you to go get them. When you set small goals like you've always said because you're trying to do the thing you've always done, you're trying to make a small incremental change. Yeah, I made $20,000 last year, so I think I'm going to make $21,000 this year. You don't push yourself. You don't push yourself hard enough. You don't take enough risk. You don't do enough. You don't do enough to really jump out there. Cynthia says, I sound like I've been smoking Marlboro since she's 5. Y'all, have y'all ever heard who's the Wolfman Jack? Dude, the guy that does the NFL radio, I'm telling you what, that dude is smoking. He has cigarettes in every single hand, and he smokes cigarettes like this. His voice is so gravelly and deep, like, I don't even know how he does it. It's so gravelly and deep. Don't worry about that. Do the thing that needs to be done. Stop worrying about what other people say. Stop worrying about the input from other people. The only input you should want from other people is, hey, I saw your video. Hey, I saw you on Facebook. Hey, I saw your Instagram reel. Hey, I saw you on TikTok. Hey, can you help me with this? Hey, can you come list our house? Hey, I'd like to talk to you. Hey, I love your confidence. I love your smile. I love your personality. I love blah, blah, blah. Those are what you're looking for. You're going to have to accept the fact that some people are going to say you're an idiot. You're going to have to accept the fact that some people are going to say to you, you have a face for radio. You're going to have to accept the fact that people are going to say your lighting sucks, your beard's awful, you don't have a good message. You're going to have to accept the fact that you think you know too much. I get those messages. Y'all, I've got 2 ex-wives. I'm not a marriage expert. You're never going to hear me talk about marriage because I am not a marriage expert. But my 2 ex-wives say enough nasty things about me and have said enough nasty things about me over the years that right now, I don't believe I even care about comments from other people. I really don't. All the stuff we've been going through for the last 6 months, I really don't care about what you think. I love you. I do. I love everybody. But I really don't care what you think, and I really don't care what your opinion is of me because I know that I've got a book full of about 40 goals that I've got to accomplish this year. I know I've got a company growing that in spite of what you are seeing right now, the company is growing because, y'all, you do realize drag is a natural force in nature. Drag, the thing that holds you back, an anchor that holds you steady, tied to a dock, something that keeps you from progressing any further. Putting your hand on the side of the pool, trying to learn how to swim with one arm and kicking your legs doesn't work. There are things in your life that hold you back. Most of the time, we blame it on other people. And I will say our company did this like a rocket ship. And just with the agents coming in, right? But there was some drag, and the drag's being eliminated. The drag's going away. We're adding new faces, fresh voices, fresh inputs, fresh things into this company. Y'all, when you meet some of these new people, that are coming to our company, you're going to see that we are not on this kind of trajectory, but we're doing this. That rocket ship is going straight up. It's going straight up. Because one thing I know about Christy Dwyer, she is truly that person who loves people. She is truly that person who puts other people in front of herself. But honestly, at the end of the day, she don't give a, you know what people think about her. She's going to be her authentic self. Sorry, I'm at the counter and Jagger's watching this. You're good though. She's always going to be authentic. If you are being your authentic self on video, if you're being your authentic self out there in public, if you are being your authentic self on social media, then who cares what other people think? Just go do it. Just go do it. Go be your authentic self. Guess what the world needs? You. You know how the world needs you? Because God made you. You are who you are for a reason. Stop looking past that fact. Go take the risk. Go do the thing you've never done to have the things you've never had. That's the only way it works. If you're little and you want to get big, you got to go eat more food. You got to eat more protein. You got to go to the gym. You got to push yourself. If you're big and you want to get little, you got to eat less food. You got to go to the gym. You got to push yourself a little. If you need to know some information, then you need to stop watching TikTok and you need to stop watching Facebook. You need to stop watching the news and read a book. If you need to get smarter about a subject, then you need to spend some time in that subject. You need to put the other things down that you feel comfortable doing and pick the things up that you don't like doing. If you don't know what direction you're going, then shut all the other crap off on the outside. Listen to the voice on the inside. Hear God, hear the wisdom, feel the passion, do the things that need to be done, and then walk in that direction. Successful people take risks. Successful people don't rest on their laurels. There is no success in being the same. You realize that? There is no success in being the same. You are a human being. Human beings love challenges. I heard this yesterday, y'all, and I promise you, this is going to be a chapter of my book that I'm writing this year. I'm stealing it, and I'm going to expand on it. But I'm stealing this. The beginning premise I'm going to steal. Humans don't climb mountains for the view from the summit. Because if they only climb mountains for the view from the summit, they'd take a helicopter to drop them off up there. Humans climb mountains to get to the top because it's the challenge of the climb that they desire. It's the struggle of the climb that they want. It's the difficulty in pushing themselves every step of the way, traversing danger, climbing over crevices, getting through the ice, going through oxygen deprivation. It is the struggle from the ground to the summit that matters. This is where people grow. This is where confidence is built. This is where strength comes from. The view from the summit's nice, but it's not near as impactful as the journey from the ground to the summit. Humans climb mountains for the sake of the challenge. Humans climb mountains for the sake of the climb. If you're not pushing yourself, if you're not taking risks, you're not fully living as a human. Because our core happiness comes from being challenged, comes from learning new things, comes from growing and evolving and developing. But we got to do the little things every single day. We got to step out of our comfort zone. We've got to step out of our past habits. We've got to step out of our past experiences. We've got to step out of what we've always done. It is Friday. It is February the 10th. We've been in 2023 for 41 days now. Michelle, hats off, ma'am. Day 40 of 75 hard. That is not an easy task, y'all. I'm telling you what Michelle Tilson's been through in the past 40 days. It's not been easy. And she's had to push herself, and she's had to step out of her comfort zone. She's had to do things she didn't feel like doing. She's had to eat things she didn't feel like eating. She's had to get out when it's cold outside. She's had to get out when it's raining. She's had to go work out twice when she didn't feel like working out twice. Hell, they went to trivia night last night, and she didn't drink a beer 2 nights ago and didn't have a beer. She is doing things right now, stepping out of her comfort zone, doing things she's not done to get things she's never had. And what she's got right now, and I'm telling you, if y'all haven't talked to Michelle Tilson, you should, because what she has right now is a mental capacity that she didn't have 41 days ago. What she has right now is a heart capacity that she didn't have 41 days ago. What she has right now is this resolve and this grit and this freaking thing that she didn't have 41 days ago, that she just said it makes it so worth it. What are you willing to do? What risk are you willing to take? Y'all, I'm in the same boat you are. I've got to take risks. I've got to step out on these stages. I've got to put myself out there. I've got to go talk to people. I've got to go give talks. I've got to go share our story. I've got to go share our heart. Our platform has got to get bigger. If we're ever going to be the light on top of the hill, if we're ever going to be that company that people look at and see that we have a place for them to grow, to develop, to be better, to become the best, this is where I want them to come. I'm tired of the real estate industry being about money. I'm tired of the real estate industry being selfish. I'm tired of the real estate industry being an industry full of islands and an industry full of people who don't share, don't collaborate, don't cooperate. I'm tired of the real estate industry and the consumers in the real estate industry looking at us like we're used car salesmen. I'm tired of that. I truly believe that what we do on a daily basis, Aaron and Christy Dwyer, is this small little podunk exit realty lake country in Northeast Georgia and Mount Juliet, Tennessee, that what we're doing and the impact that we're having on each individual person that we talk to is changing the real estate industry. We are creating a new shift in the real estate industry. I truly, truly believe that. And it might be 0.0000001% shift. It may be so small and minuscule that it's almost imperceptible. It's almost not noticeable at this point. But y'all, it is moving. I promise. I promise you, it is moving. There's something different about you guys that come join us. There's something different about you guys when you join this company. We watch people change and transform in this company. I've got to take risks and get out there. I've got to put myself out there. I've got to put myself out on stages that I've never been on. I've got to feel that. I got to feel that, y'all, that nervousness in my gut. I always wondered about this, and I'm going to leave you with this story. Raise your hand if you love to public speak. Jagger raises his hand because he does. Jagger loves to talk in front of him. He's a lot like his dad in that way. Most of us, our most difficult class in college, our most difficult class in high school was a speech class. I remember a speech class that I had when I was a sophomore in high school. A big deal in high school. Had a lot of. Will you turn that off, just please? Please, you can be on the way. And I'll leave you with this. But I remember taking a speech class my sophomore year, and I did a speech about why I believed. What was it? My speech was in support of using performance-enhancing drugs in sports. That was my speech. I did a whole thing as a sophomore on trying to, and I was touting the benefits of performance enhancing drugs in sports as a sophomore, right? And I remember being so scared, so nervous, so red faced, couldn't control my breathing, saying too much. How many of you have taken ambassador training? One of the first things in ambassador training, one of the first things that Angel says to you is, I'm a poised, polished, and professional speaker. I'm poised, polished, and professional. The first part of the ambassador training is getting you to understand who you are, right? And I've got some ambassador training stories that are absolutely hilarious. We had a girl in my ambassador training who got so nervous about talking in front of people, she literally passed out. Legit passed out on the floor. She got so nervous about talking in front of other people that she passed out on the floor. When I got on the police department, I was appointed the class president for some unknown reason. So as part of my duties as a class president, I had to deliver the speech at our commencement when we graduated from the police academy. And I'm not sure you don't know this because you've never been to one of these, but the police department's academy commencement deal in Nashville, it's kind of a big thing. And I remember we were at Madison Church of Christ, and I had to deliver a speech from a stage, from a pulpit, in front of about 2,000 people. And I remember, I can feel right now, I mean, the tightness in my chest that I'm feeling right now, I can go back to that moment where it was so emotional for me. But I did it. I did it. I don't know how. I honestly don't. That was like in 1993, so that was forever ago. But I'm the same way. The point of that is we all have to step out of our comfort zone. We all have to step out of our comfort zone and do the things we don't want to do. The world, the universe, the people around you are begging you to step out of your comfort zone and go be the person you were designed to be. Go have the conversations. Go be on social media. Go do the things you're supposed to do. Doug says, if you impact one person's life, if I get this to show up. I'm a little glitchy right now. Sorry, y'all. If you impact one person's life directly, you have no idea how many people that person will go and impact. It's like the ripples of the water. We talk about this all the time. When you throw your pebble in the water, it makes the ripples. You don't know where the ripples end up. You don't know how many ripples the other ripples touch. You don't know what the ripples are going to do when they get out there. That's not your job to control the ripples. Your job is to throw the rock. Your responsibility is not in the ripple. Your response is in the rock. And when you decide you want to go be a rock, when you decide you want to go be a pebble and go make some ripples, life will respond. Go take a risk today. Be really good at taking risks. Be really good at stepping out of your comfort zone. Be really, really good at doing the things you don't like doing. Get really, really comfortable being uncomfortable. And when you get comfortable being uncomfortable, when you decide you can't get punched in the mouth hard enough to make you quit, when you decide there ain't no give up in you, then you'll take a risk. And you'll do the things that need to be done, even though it doesn't feel right, even though it doesn't seem right, even though it's not comfortable, even though it's not what you've always done. You'll go do the thing that needs to be done. And that's what I'm asking on this Friday. Go do the thing that needs to be done, regardless of what the past tells you, regardless of your past experiences, regardless of what you think, regardless of what that little itch voice on your shoulder. It's Friday. Time for the weekend. Time for a fantastic Friday and a fantastic weekend. I love you guys. Be good, be great, be you, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.